On February 2nd, 2024, I uploaded my first video to what I thought would just be a small, cozy book corner. Hello, book friends! I'm Jen, and welcome to my booktube channel, Jen's Reading Life. I'm excited to be embarking on this new endeavor on booktube, and I hope you'll come along with me as I share books in this new format. For my very first video, I decided to do the booktube newbie tag, just so you could all get to know a little bit about me and about my reading life and why I've started this channel. Fast forward to today. I'm wearing the same cozy sweater because even though we have grown to 10,000 subscribers, I'm still the same Jen who loves comfort books and a cuppa, and I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome, or welcome back to my reading life. Honestly, book friends, the fact that 10,000 of you want to spend time with me here in my cozy corner of booktube still feels a little bit surreal. I know many of you have been with me from the beginning, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support, for your friendship, for all of the bookish conversations that we have. It means the world to me. And to all of my new book friends, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of helping us get to this milestone. I see you. I appreciate you. I thank you for, again, all of the lovely comments that you leave, for liking, for subscribing, for all the fun emojis that have just helped my channel to grow. I can't express my gratitude enough. In celebration of 10,000 subscribers, I thought today we'd take a little walk down memory lane and revisit 10 of the books that I have shared here on my channel that have garnered mutual admiration, lovely discussions, and helped grow this space into what it is today. As always, grab yourself a cuppa, and here are the 10 books that shaped my channel. My first book is one of the very first books that I reviewed here on my channel. I shared this in my very first monthly wrap-up video, and this book actually was the first book that I started where I was doing a read-through of a complete series. This is a mystery. This is a very famous British crime classic series by a beloved author, and that book is Whose Body by Dorothy L. Sayers. This is the first book in the Lord Peter Wimsey mystery series. Now, while Whose Body is not my favorite book in the series, by far, when I think back on my channel, this book and this series are one of the things that come to mind because it was sort of the first through thread that ran through my videos for nearly an entire year, and it just was so lovely to read through these books, to experience them, to share them with all of you, and then to wrap it all up at the end and rank all of the books in this series and talk about my experience of reading it. Now, before I did this read through, I had read some of the Lord Peter books, but not in any order, and I wanted to go back and read it from start to finish. So I read all of the novels. I did not read the short story collections. If you would like to see my wrap up of the Lord Peter Wimsey books and my ranking of them, I will link that video here in the cards and in the description box. I know there are lots and lots of you who are Dorothy L. Sayers fans or just fans of British crime classics or mysteries of that sort of golden era. And if you've never read Dorothy L. Sayers or the Lord Peter Wimsey books, then I highly recommend them. Definitely watch my video because I rank them and I talk about whether or not you need to read them in order or read the complete series. So definitely go check that out. And my second book is also a book that I talked about in that very first monthly wrap-up video. And this book is one of my core go-to genres, time periods, types of fiction. I'm not sure exactly, sort of a category of fiction, I guess you would call it. And that is British women's fiction, written in the early part to mid part of the 20th century, mostly from the interwar period through post-World War II and maybe even into the 1960s. That is very much a sweet spot for me in my reading. I find great comfort in those books. It just feels like opening a page and finding new friends from the very first word. I just love them so much. And I know lots of you do too. But this book really cemented my love for this particular author. I love this book, and that is Victoria Cottage by D.E. Stevenson. Carolyn Daring is one of my very favorite female characters in literature. And when I read this book, as soon as I turned the last page, I hugged it because that is exactly what it made me want to do. In this, we follow Carolyn, and she has 3 children who are almost grown, and we follow their life in the small village that they live in and what happens to them. And it is just so, I keep saying lovely, but it is lovely. And D.E. Stevenson, she writes about Scotland in just the most evocative way, and she really brings it to life, and she is wonderful at bringing her characters to life as well. And oh, talking about this makes me want to reread this right now. I don't think I have time before the end of the year, but I may have to put this on my spring reread list because it's so very good. It's the start actually of a trilogy, and the entire trilogy is wonderful, but this book, this was the standout for me. So I love Victoria Cottage, and I think you might too. Next up is the very first book that we read for the Cozy Reader Book Club way back in January of 2024. That was when we started the club, myself and Rebecca from Rebecca's Literary Wanderings. And we are now about to head into year 3 of the Cozy Reader Book Club. You're more than welcome to join us. You can find the link to our Substack down in the description box below. Sign up there and you'll get all the information that you need to join us, and the list of all of our upcoming books as well are on our Substack. But the very first book that we read that just touched me in a way that I wasn't expecting was Gilead by Marilynne Robinson. This is such a lovely, I need to stop saying lovely. I need some new adjectives. Charming, heartwarming. I keep saying the same words because those are the kinds of books that I read. So those are the adjectives I want to use to describe them. In this, we follow the life story of Reverend John Ames, and he is writing down his story, the story of his life and his family for his young son, because he's quite an elderly father and he's just afraid that he won't be around when his son grows up. And so he wants his son to know his history. And that is basically what we are following in this story. And it's so reflective and just such wonderful insight into humanity, into relationships, into being a good person, and all of the small minutiae as well as the big events that make up a person's life. And I absolutely loved this. I have yet to go on and read more by Marilynne Robinson, but I have all of her other books that are part of the Gilead world, and I need to get to them because I absolutely loved this. It was such a wonderful way to kick off the Cozy Reader Book Club, and if you've never read Gilead, I definitely think you should give it a try. I highly recommend this. I know I gained a lot of subscribers as a result of my mystery series videos that I put out at the end of September and into October, and there will be a 3rd part coming soon, so stay tuned for that, mystery fans. But this series is one I recommended in those videos, and it remains and has been since I first discovered it one of my very favorite cozy adjacent mysteries. And it really is the series that helped me define what I meant by cozy adjacent, and that is the Lady Hardcastle Mysteries by T.E. Kinsey. This is the first book in the series, A Quiet Life in the Country, and I have read every single book in this series and reread some of them, especially the Christmas novella. It is lovely. I listen to it every Christmas, and I absolutely adore this series. Lady Hardcastle and Flo are 2 of my favorite mystery sleuths, and they are just so wonderful. They have such a lovely friendship. I love all of these supporting characters that live in their village and that they interact with, and this is just such a charming series, and it is perfection on audio. So if you enjoy audiobooks, definitely listen to this on audio. Elizabeth Nolden is the narrator, and she is fantastic. I will have a link to the audiobook down in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. And this is a series I highly recommend. Next up is a book. It's the first in a series, and I first mentioned this book in my Modern Classics video that I put up in May of 2024. And this is a series that I am slowly working my way through, and I want to read every book in this series because I have fallen in love with this author, and that is High Rising by Angela Thirkell, and this is the first book in her Barsetshire novels. And she set these novels in the same county? Location? I'm not sure if it's a county. Area of England, Barsetshire, that Anthony Trollope set his novels. These books have nothing to do with Anthony Trollope's novels other than that they're set in the same location. And again, these are very much evocative of authors like D.E. Stevenson and Molly Clavering. And if you enjoy those types of books, you will definitely enjoy Angela Thirkell if you've never read her. And I love her. I love her characters. And I think am I on to book 4 or 5? Somewhere around there. She wrote a lot in this series, so I have a long way to go, a lot to look forward to. I'm hoping in 2026 to make more progress on this series. But High Rising is wonderful. As you can see by this cover, it's actually a good one to read in the winter months, so I highly recommend doing that. If you're in the mood for something like this, one of those sort of furrowed middle brow women's fiction from the early part of the 20th century, definitely give Angela Thirkell's High Rising a read. Next up is a classic that I have mentioned many, many times here on my channel because it is my very favorite classic. So of course it had to be on this list because I talk about it so much, and I have found so many of you who love this novel as much as I do, and that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is the painted edition. So beautiful. It was a gift from one of my lovely subscribers and now friends, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, thank you again for this lovely edition. But Jane Eyre is just, I feel like it's almost the perfect novel in my opinion. I love Jane as a character. I think she is so wonderfully strong and strong-willed. She has such great character, like internal character, and I just love that about her. Her moral center is so strong, and my heart just goes out to her as we follow her along in this story. And the more I talk about it, the more I want to reread it again. I just reread it last autumn, and I shared about it in my very first Victober video that I did last year. And if you want to check that out, again, I will be linking all of these videos that I mentioned here in the description box below. So go and check those out after you watch this video. But Jane Eyre, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I can't say enough good things about it. If you're looking for a classic, if classics maybe sometimes feel daunting to you, try Jane Eyre because it's incredibly readable. It's such a good story. I think the language is very approachable and it is just fabulous. My next book is actually a series. And if we look at all the series I've included in this list, it's well more than 10 books that I've talked about already. But I can't just talk about a single book in this series. I have to talk about the series as a whole, and many of you read it along with me, and that is, of course, The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon by Beth Brower. Many of you followed along with me as I hosted my first read-along that lasted from January to August of this year. It was so lovely. I had already read all of the books in this series, but to reread them and then to discuss them with all of you on our lives and all of my guests that came on to chat about the books with me, it was such a wonderful experience. And I can't tell you how nerve-wracking it is to get on a live stream and talk to the world, the internet, especially when you're doing it by yourself, just me sitting here in front of the camera and chatting with all of you. I learned so much from this experience, both from all of your lovely insights into these books and just, of course, about how to host a read-along, how to engage everybody during a live stream. I hope I've gotten better at it as I've gone along. I think I have. I feel like I'm hitting my stride a little bit in live streams. It was just one of my very favorite experiences, along with Jane Austen January. I'm so excited we are doing it again this year. Just interacting with all of you, because when I sit down just to film these videos, it's just me and my camera. And when we do those live streams, I feel like we're all together. And so that is so, so lovely to get to chat with you, you know, kind of in real time. And I just look forward to more read-alongs in the future. We will definitely be doing more. I will definitely have more live streams. I'm hoping to do some live streams with reading sprints. There's going to be a special celebratory live stream to celebrate 10K. That's coming up soon. I'll share more about that at the end of this video. I love this series. Beth Brower, I know she's busy writing volume 9. She needs to write faster so that we can then read it together, and then we will have another read-along live stream of it. We're just going to keep going as long as she keeps writing these. Next up is another all-time favorite book for me. I mean, I can just blanket say that every book on this list is a favorite of mine, but this one in particular holds a very special place in my heart. And so many of you have shared after one of my recent videos that this book means so much to you too. And that is A Fine Romance, Falling in Love with the English Countryside by Susan Branch. And I just recently put up an author spotlight video, and my very first author that I spotlighted was Susan Branch. And I shared my entire collection of her books and talked about how much I love this book. It was the first book of hers that I read and fell in love with, and then I just went down a rabbit hole. Again, you can watch that video. I will link it here in the cards and in the description box below if you haven't seen my Susan Branch author spotlight. It is the start of a new series, so I am going to be having more author spotlight videos coming soon. But A Fine Romance, if you have never read Susan Branch before or seen her books, they're absolutely stunning. She handwrites them, illustrates them, includes photographs in them from her life, and they are utterly cozy, comforting, charming. Everything that I love in a book, you can't ask for more with her. We are down to my final 2 books that are part of the 10 books that have shaped my channel. This book is probably the book and the author that I have spoken about more on this channel than anyone else or any other book, and that is my favorite book of all time, Happy All the Time by Laurie Colwin. I love this book so much. This old copy of mine is it's stained on the cover. I've read it so many times. I have since purchased, I think I have 6 editions of Happy All the Time. I think I have 6 editions now of Happy All the Time. I just got a large print edition, and I'm actually just about to dive back into another reread of this book because I just read another food memoir, and in it, the author talks about Laurie Colwin, and that has made me want to reread my favorite book. So I'm going to be doing that. But Happy All the Time is just such a lovely book about relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, people, life, food, what New York City was like in the 1970s. And I love Laurie Colwin's writing. I just think she puts the spotlight on relationships in such a relatable way. These characters are not perfect. They are certainly flawed. They have their foibles, and they are quite quirky in their own special way, but aren't we all a little bit quirky in our own special way? And I think Laurie highlights that's what people are like. And I just love this book. I can't say enough good things about it. So many of you have come to me and said either you are also big Laurie Colwin fans, or that at my recommendation, you picked up Happy All the Time and you loved it too. And that makes me happier than just about anything or any other comment that you could leave on my channel. If you tell me you read this book and you loved it, we are true bookish kindred spirits. It's so good, you guys. I love it. I can't say enough about it. I just adore both Happy All the Time and all of Laurie Colwin's books, many of which are sitting right back here behind me. This is my shelf of honor, if you've ever wondered. I have read every book on this shelf. These are all favorites, favorite authors, favorite series, favorite books, and Laurie Colwin, she's at the top of that list. And my final book in today's video that has shaped my channel is a favorite. It's been a favorite of mine since I first read it many decades ago. I continue to reread it, and I'm going to be hosting a read-along of it on New Year's Day. And that book is, of course, 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene. I've been corrected. Helene Hanff. I know it's Helene, but for some reason I see Helene and Helene just comes out of my mouth. So Helene Hanff. This book, this epistolary book, is so incredibly wonderful. It is the story of Helene's correspondence with the employees of Marks & Co. booksellers in London, and particularly with Frank Dole. They have a very close relationship through the letters they write to one another. It starts in the late 1940s and continues through the late 1960s. There's also a sequel to this book, and Helene Hanff has written many other wonderful books as well, memoirs, and I highly recommend reading everything she's written, but 84 Charing Cross Road will always remain top in my heart of the things she has written. And it's so charming and wonderful. And if you love books and books about books, then you absolutely need to read 84 Charing Cross Road. It is just the best, and I would love it if you would join my read along on New Year's Day. I will be having more information about the read along coming out later this week, so turn on your notifications. Make sure you don't miss that video when it comes out. Like I said, we'll be reading 84 Charing Cross Road on New Year's Day. I'm going to be hosting some live reading sprints, so you have plenty of dedicated time to get your pages in. It's a very slim little book. Definitely, you can read it in one day, and I hope you will join me. And that is it. Those are the 10 books that helped shaped my channel to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all again so much from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, it chokes me up a little bit when I think about it that so many of you want to be here and chat books with me and listen to me ramble on endlessly about books. So thank you so much for being here and being a part of this very special, very cozy, very lovely community. I'm so glad that all of you, every single one of you, are here. But the 10K celebrations are not ending here. I am also going to be hosting a celebration live stream on Saturday, November 29th from 12 p.m. Pacific time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern time. For probably 2 to 3 hours, we are going to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. I will answer any questions that you want, and we will do some reading sprints, just have some cozy reading time together on that Saturday after the American Thanksgiving, which will have been the prior Thursday, and then Black Friday is that Friday. So Saturday, let's get cozy together. Let us celebrate the 10,000 of us that are here, and we will chat live and we will read together live. So put on your coziest, comfiest clothes, grab your cup, get a cozy warm blanket, bring some books to read, and we will just chat and celebrate, and there might be something special happening as well. So be sure you join me live, and I can't wait to see you there. Now I'm going to turn the comments over to you a little bit this time, and I'm going to ask you all to tell me, how long have you been here? How did you find me? What brought you here? What keeps you here? What are you looking forward to in the future? Tell me all the details down in the comments below. I really do read your comments and make note of them. And when you guys leave me ideas for videos and books and things that you want to see here, I really do take that into consideration as I'm planning out my videos. So give me the scoop down in the comments below. And if you're here, but you don't have anything you'd like to add in the comments, but you'd like to let me know that you were here, because comments, they really do help my channel. They help me get to 10,000 subscribers. And you can leave me some celebratory emojis, whatever it is that feels celebratory to you. Leave those in the comments. I love seeing those. Those emojis just brighten up my day when I see them just all in a row down in the comment section. So thank you so much for being here and leaving those comments. Also for hitting that like button. And if you want to see more from me, more cozy, comforting books and tea and all that good stuff, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to add you to our cozy community here. Thank you again. Thank you for being here, for being you, for being a part of this lovely community. I also want to thank all of my patrons over on Patreon, the book friends and the book Jennies over there. And if you want to join my Patreon, if you're not sure or you can't afford to get the paid version of Patreon, you can sign up as a free member as well. And you will get my weekly newsletter that I send out every Friday, and I would love to have you join us over there as well. And I share things there that I don't share here on my channel, so if you want a little extra content from me, then I would love to have you join us there. Thank you for being here in whatever way you choose to be here, and as always, I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye! This is what happens when you're over 50 and you're a woman. You get really hot wearing sweaters.